I still don't understand why still today majority of businesses fail because of lack of capital. And there's absolutely no shortage of capital, especially for startup businesses. So today, let's make this quick video and talk about the best ways that you can fund your startup business. Now, if it's your first time joining us today, my name is Brian, founder of Pennington Consulting Group, and over the years, we've helped thousands and thousands of business owners just like yourself quickly start, grow, and expand their businesses. So this is a topic that I'm definitely one that's qualified to talk about. I've actually written a book. I want to give you a free copy of my book. Stay tuned on this video. I'll send you a free copy of my book, 3 Paths to Lending, where I dissect the 3 main ways that you can get funding for your business. But anyway, without further ado, let's talk about the best options on how to get startup funding quickly for your business. Now, of course, if you're watching this video, you're an entrepreneur, you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, and there's tons of benefits of becoming an entrepreneur. I mean, recently I saw a statistic that said 85% of Americans hate their job. I mean, that just shocked me when I read that because, again, majority of our time is spent at work. And if you're living your life, if you're part of the 85% of Americans that hate their jobs, I mean, I feel for you. It's probably time for you to do something different. One other statistic that I want to bring up is there's a 20% increase in you getting a heart attack on Monday mornings if you work at a 9-to-5 job. I mean, just listen about that. Literally, jobs are becoming a health risk for most Americans here. But anyway, majority of these people, some of them feel like the reason why they can't start their business is because of lack of capital. And that is one of the myths that I want to bust today, because in my opinion, there is absolutely not an issue as far as getting lack of capital. There is more money available to especially startup businesses more than ever today. So let's quickly go over today how to get startup funding for your businesses, and also the best ways, the best options of getting startup funding for your business. Now, before we get started, of course, we have to talk about making sure that you have a legitimate business established, because these are the things that the lenders will look for in order for you to qualify for a business. Number one, and I'm gonna go over this step by step, give you all the breakdowns as to everything that you need in order for you to get your business properly established. And all of this stuff that I'm going to cover with you, depending on your state, can pretty much get done within a day or two. Okay, you do want to, first off, number one, incorporate your business with your Secretary of State. You want to make sure you form either an LLC, an S corporation, a C corporation. I am not your accountant and I'm not your attorney either, but this is some of the different filing options that you have available for you. So these are the options that you have to choose for. I can share with you the majority of the clients that I work with, the best structure that usually falls under what they're trying to do, and also for me myself, is an LLC. Stands for a limited liability company. This helps you, first off, create that separation between you yourself and a corporation. Please don't be one of those business owners out there, or any one of those people out there that starts a business and runs it as a sole proprietor. Basically, you're leaving yourself the benefits of, number one, having a legal corporation, creating that separation, that legal separation, so in case of any issue that arises from your business, nobody can sue you personally, so you're not putting all your personal assets and your personal things at risk. So that's number one. Number two, one of the other benefits is, you're limiting yourself from getting access to capital that is offered only to businesses. Okay, as a sole proprietor, it is not a legitimate business. It's basically just doing business under your own name. So by legitimizing your business, getting it registered with the Secretary of State gives you the option to be able to get access to business capital and business funding. So number one, you must register with the Secretary of State. Number two, you need to go ahead and register that same business registered with the Secretary of State with the IRS and get an employee identification number, an EIN number. That's what that stands for, employee identification number. This allows you to go out there and open up a checking account, open up a bank account, and also get access to this capital that we're going to talk about here in just a second. These are the things that are required on the application. So one, register with the state. Two, get an EIN number. 3, you need to go ahead and establish a business address, okay? You do not want to use your home address. If you have to, go ahead, but I will highly advise you not to use your home address. It kind of weighs on the credibility of the business. Whenever you have an underwriter that is looking at a brand new business, these are the things that they consider. Is this person working from home? Do they have a legitimate business address? And if you might not even need to get an office just yet and sign a lease, you can actually get a virtual address. I will leave a link below on some of the different virtual addresses places that are available out there, and just I think some of these options, within less than $100, you can get a virtual address. The next one that you need to get is a business phone number. You must be able to get a real business phone number. Preferably, you want to get a business 800 number. And this is something that you can get done within just a few dollars every single month. I think $10 to $20. There's companies like Ring Central or Grasshopper. I will leave a link below for you, but this is something that is critical that you need in order to set up for your business. And then next thing is you need to be able to get a domain name for your business, so you can have a website and a real business email address. Please do not do business with your Gmail address. It just looks very unprofessional, and it goes down to as far as the credibility of the business. When you have lenders looking at the business and wanting to extend credit to you, or they considering to extend credit to you, these are the things that they look for. I always say perception is key, and you only get one chance to be able to present yourself to a lender. You only get one chance to make a first opinion, a first impression, I should say. Only one chance that you get in order for you to make a first impression. So these are the things that you want to make sure that you get in order, okay? To proceed, you've got incorporated with the state, you got your EIN number, you need to go ahead and get a website, you need to go ahead and get a domain, and you need to get an email address, you need to go ahead and get a business address, you need to get a business phone number. And one of the things that you cannot forget is you need to get a merchant account, and you need to get a checking account. Critical. Number 1, checking account for the business so you can deposit the funds for the business. This will also allow you to be able to get funding. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. We're not going to let you know that right now. We'll talk about that here when we're talking about the funding options that are available. But you need to get a business checking account established. In addition to that, you need to get a merchant account. Why? Your business must have the ability to process credit cards. Majority of your clients are going to be paying you with credit cards and credit cards alone. So these are the things. That's just the foundation in order for you to legitimize your business. And these are critical. I've talked to clients that have been in business for 25, even 10 years, and they do not have these foundational things that I just discussed with you. And if one of the reasons why I want to be an entrepreneur is to be able to create a legacy, to be able to leave something here whenever we're gone, maybe for our children or even our family members. And these are the critical things that you need in order for you to create that separation from you and your business. So in case you pass away, it's, things are not in your personal bank account, or, the business is not on your cell phone because you're using your personal phone number, or, you're not using your personal email address. These are the things that create that clear separation and gives the business credibility. So now that we have all of that stuff out of the way, now let's talk about the best options to fund a startup business. So one of the approaches that I take as it pertains to funding a business or helping a client to get funding for their business, as I said earlier, we've been doing this for years. We've helped thousands and thousands of clients just like yourself start, grow, and expand their businesses. I call it the 3 paths of lending approach, and I've literally even wrote a book about it. And basically what this book covers, and what we're going to talk about here as I introduce to you this concept, is there's only 3 ways on how you can get funding for your business, either based on your credit, either based on your income, or either based on your assets. So I'm going to talk about all these 3 different options. I talk about the options that are available for you, but you need to understand this concept, especially as a business owner. Funding is going to be key to your success. And you need to also know how underwriters think. And this is how underwriters think. When they look at an application, they have to consider one of these 3 things. Do they have good credit? Do they have good income or potential income? Or do they have good assets that may be used as collateral? That is pretty much it, okay, as far as getting funding for your business. So you have to understand that approach, what we call the 3 paths of lending approach. So now, let's talk about some of the options that are available for you as it pertains to funding your business. One of the best options, but not so many people even aware about it, is utilizing business credit cards. Business credit cards are very unique in a sense that you can get business funding for your business, $50,000 to $100,000, without having no time in business required. There's no collateral that needs to be put down, and also there is no documentation that needs to be provided as far as income documentation. So you don't know bank statements, no tax returns, none of that. And you can actually get access to this funding within a matter of days, okay? So let's talk about what does it take to qualify for business credit cards. And also, I should add that none of these credit cards that qualify for the businesses, if you choose the right cards, if you choose the right products, the right lenders to go with, none of these credit lines will report on your personal credit. They will only report on the business credit. And this quickly helps you quickly start building business credit, which is also key when we're talking about creating that credibility for their business, creating that legacy that we just talked about long term for their businesses, to help your business build its own business credit. Okay, if you didn't know, there is such a thing as personal credit. There's also business credit. We can save that for a later video. I've talked about that on numerous videos. You definitely want to watch some of my other videos. So that's number one. Business credit cards are unique in that sense that they allow you to quickly set up $50,000 to $100,000, no time in business requirements, no income verification that is required. There's just no assets, no collateral that is required, and quickly be able to establish that. And the way you can qualify, there's a few things that you must know in order to qualify for business credit cards. We're talking about cash credit cards. There's 4 things, what I call 4 factors that the lenders look for. This is the minimum criteria. Number 1, they look at the negative items on your credit report. You must have decent, good personal credit. Because again, the business credit is not established yet, so they cannot look at your business credit. So they do look at the owner's personal credit score in order for them to determine how much to be able to extend to that business based on the owner's previous history. So that's number 1. They look at negative items. Number 2, then you look at utilization percentage. How well are you managing your personal credit cards will determine how much the lender will be able to extend to your business, especially if you're a startup business. So this is something that they do look at, okay? So they want to make sure that your balances are low in relation to the limits. They want to make sure that you have if you want to qualify for higher limits, they want to make sure that you've been able to manage higher limits in the past. So you have somebody that, have $5,000 or $10,000 personal credit cards, they can be able to attract $25,000, even $50,000 in business credit cards, even as a startup business. Now, you've been able to handle low amounts as far as personal credit, $1,000 or $2,000 or so, you still can qualify, but it's going to reflect on, as far as the limits that get extended to you, it's going to reflect on what you've been able to handle in the past. So that's another thing they look for, is utilization. The third thing that they look for is age of file. Age of file is based on the oldest item reporting on your personal credit. I've noticed that lenders want to have at least a 5+ year age of file credit history. They want to make sure that you've been able to handle and manage credit accounts for at least 5 years. Now, the fourth thing they look for is inquiries. And again, this goes back to that old joke that I always say, banks only lend money to people who don't look like they need money. So if you have a lot of inquiries on your file, you look desperate. And this is why I talk highly about understanding the approach and how the underwriter is going to be looking at a file with the 3 paths of lending method. Okay, if you read my book, which I'm offering this book for free, a limited time only for you to get this book for free, you'll be able to kind of get your mind into the underwriter's mindset as it pertains to this 3 paths. Because again, there's only 3 ways you can get funding for your business, period. It doesn't matter what type of business it is. There are only 3 ways, and I cover those in my book. So just to go back and summarize, the minimum criteria to qualify for business cash credit cards is what? Derogatory items, utilization, age of file, and inquiries. Okay, so those are the things that minimum to qualify for business cash credit cards. Now let's go ahead and proceed about some different options you have. Let's just say, for example, you're not able to qualify for this business cash credit cards due to maybe some personal credit issues. Let's talk about some different other options that you have in order for you to get qualified for funding for your startup business. Some other options that you have is getting qualified and opening up some net 30 accounts, a net 30, net 60, and 120 20-day accounts. These are accounts that allow you to borrow money or use that lender to go ahead and purchase a particular item, and they give you 30 days, 60 days, or even 90 or 120 days to pay that item back. Now, what are the benefits here? Because before we talk about the criteria to qualify, let's talk about the benefits. I always say it's important for any business out there, especially for a startup business, for you to start quickly building business credit, okay? So these type of accounts here quickly help you start building what we call is business credit. So you can create that separation that we talked about earlier. So that's one of the things that they quickly help you do, and that's one of the benefits that you have. Another thing is they allow you to fund your business without utilizing your personal credit. Majority of people, they only use their personal credit to fund their business. One of the things that the personal credit score algorithm looks for is debt to income ratio, how much debt that you're carrying on your personal credit. So I always say it's always beneficial, and it's actually wise for you not to carry business debt on your personal credit. And how are you gonna be able to do that? By establishing good business credit, okay? By you actually utilizing the option you have by opening up these accounts that we just talked about and establishing good business credit. So fleet cards, vendor cards, these are excellent options. And even net accounts, as I just mentioned, these are excellent options for you to quickly start building business credit. And the unique thing about these accounts that I'm talking about, you can even get them with bad credit, even with low credit scores. The lender sometimes will need to look at your personal credit, but some of them, they do not even want to look at your personal credit. They do want to make sure though that you've done exactly what I told you earlier on how to set up a legitimate business. They want to make sure that the business has credibility, and they can quickly give you some startup accounts to get started with the business, to show the ability to repay back the accounts based on the account's terms. So option number 2 is fleet cards, net cards, and some vendor cards. There's tons of different vendors out there. Accurate, Uline, Granger, just to name a few. I'm gonna drop some links below for you as well. These are accounts that you can set up, and they can quickly grant access to you. And these are vendor cards, which meaning that they're not cash cards. There is some restrictions on how you can use the funds. You can only use the funds with that specific vendor. But again, they offer products for businesses like paper, or if you need office furniture or computers, or whatever it is for businesses, you definitely wanna check them out, and they will extend that credit to you, because these are things that your business needs anyway. So they'll extend credit to you, so you win both ways. You get to be able to get the capital that you need to purchase the equipment or office supplies that you need. In addition to that, you get to have these accounts report on your business credit, so you can quickly start building business credit. So in the near future, you don't have to depend on your personal credit to fund your business or anything that the business needs. So that's number 2. Those are the second option, the second best way for you to quickly fund your business within a matter of days. Now, the third option, as far as for you to quickly fund your business, is establishing a merchant account. Okay, number 1, merchant account. Let's talk about the benefits here. Again, we're going to talk about the benefits before we talk about the minimum criteria to qualify for these products as well. Now, the benefits of having a merchant account, number 1, is for you to be able to process credit cards, okay? Now, of course, in order for you to get a merchant account, you have to have a business checking account, because the funds, once you process the credit cards, will be deposited into your business checking account. So you need to have a business checking account. As I said, you need to open that up earlier, and you need to have a merchant account. The cool thing and the best thing about a merchant account is majority of merchants, okay, and even if your specific merchant does not offer this, there's lenders out there that will lend to you based on merchant processing history. Within about a 3-month period of you running your business, you can be able to get a funding options available for you based on how many transactions that you're offering every single month. And if not the merchant account, even your checking account, within a matter of 2 to 3 months after your business has been active and you've been making deposits on that checking account, you can be able to go out there and actually borrow money based on that income. As I said earlier, the 3 paths of lending approach, there's only 3 ways you can borrow money for your business, either based on your credit, either based on your income, or either based on your assets. So now we're talking about tapping onto that second option without getting any collateral involved yet, okay, tapping into that second option by utilizing any business income that you're generating off the merchant account or the checking account in order for you to get the funding that your business needs. So anyway, just to wrap it up, I gave you really good 3 options for you to quickly get your business funded within a matter of days or even weeks, okay? Number 1, getting business cash cards. Number 2, utilizing vendor cards, fleet cards, or even net accounts. And number 3, utilizing your credit card processing history or even your checking account in order to get funding for your business. This is the fastest way for your business to get funding within a matter of days. So hopefully you can appreciate this content, and if you want to see more of this type of content to give you some step-by-steps on how to get funding for your business, or a few other topics as it pertains to business funding or business credit, definitely you want to leave a comment down below. Please help me with giving me a like. Please subscribe to the channel, and again, I appreciate you for being here. And don't forget, a free copy of my book, linked down below. There's also a course that I've created for entrepreneurs. We've helped thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs just like yourself, and we've recently started an entrepreneur incubator, and I'm offering a free training. And basically what an entrepreneur incubator is, we offer all the resources needed in order for you to be able to have a successful business. If you just started a business, or if you're looking to quit your 9-to-5, okay? If you're one of those 85% of people that hate their job that I just mentioned earlier, if you want to quit your 9-to-5, we offer a really nice package. Within a matter of 60 to 90 days, we can help you replace your income, okay? With the Entrepreneur Incubator, we help you set up your business correctly by doing everything that we just talked about, plus more. We help you get the funding that you need. Of course, we help you incorporate, get your EIN number, get your website, build your website, create your client management system, get you the funding that you need, create your marketing plan for you, everything that you need in order for your business to be successful. So you definitely want to watch the training that I have. Clicking the link below. It's a free training, doesn't cost you a thing, but I talk about a few different key things that you need in order to make sure that you're actually ready to become an entrepreneur. Again, I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next video.